The Little League World Series is going on right now, and so I'm going to play myself some Bad News Baseball, which does have kids, just like Little League. It is not the Little League Baseball game. We may play that another time, but this is my favorite NES baseball game, so it makes sense to go ahead and play it as we have the Little League World Series going on. Thanks for joining me for this Pete Plays episode. It is a very happy thing to be back. I just returned home yesterday from a brief 36-hour evacuation. I live in southern New England, and we were in the path of hurricane, then tropical storm Henri. We lucked out here at the apartment we didn't lose power and we didn't lose internet, but we had some branches down, but I didn't take any chances. I took a 200-mile trip to the northwest up to Burlington, Vermont, which is the tri-area border between New York to the west and Canada to the north and in Vermont. So it was a nice trip. The hotel room was pretty nice. I watched some of the Little League World Series on ESPN, and I watched a little bit of preseason football, and I'm happy to be back filming for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. I am from New England, so I am taking Boston. I know that's going to annoy some people. Then you can pick who you want to play against. We'll pick New York because we always have a good rivalry. So here you can see the stats for all of the players. There are a bunch of things here that you can look at if you're really curious. Batting average, home runs, what side of the plate they bat from, left or right. Their ability at certain positions. As you can see, Neil is a utility player. He has all A's. Everyone else usually can play one position or two. Duncan, Freddie, Art, and Dick are not great, but they can play two positions. Note the C there. You also have running speed. 7s are really fast. 1s are super slow. So we're going to keep the order as is. We're going to pick Frank. He has a 3.5 ERA, and he is a southpaw. He's a left-hander. We're going to go ahead and pick him. And now you can see the starting fielding. You can see who is where, so it's going to be Frank against Keith on the mound. We go with first names, we don't go with last names. Let's go ahead and get started. As this is a Tecmo game, you are getting the cinema sequences like we saw in Ninja Gaiden when I played that recently. Line right to the pitcher, so that's one out real quick. 2 up, 2 down. As you can tell, I am very aggressive at the plate. I do not wait to swing, and that sometimes comes back to bite me like it did there. So, why do I consider this my favorite baseball game? I've had some people ask me the question. I talk about it all the time. And I think the reason is that, to me, it basically perfects... It perfects the RBI, or the Family Stadium style of gameplay that Namco started. It is very accessible. It's fun to play. I think it's fair. And it has that kind of universal appeal. Boy, there is just not much going on here for offense. There we go. There's a ground ball to the left side or the right side of second base. That's going to be close. Ooh, and we see our first cinema sequence there. So runner on second. And that's a double play. So 3 up, 3 down again. So I've always loved this game since I originally got it for the NES when I had first started collecting NES, my first shot at it. Back in the late 1990s when I was working for Funko Land. I bought this on a whim. I liked baseball games and I thought I would go ahead and try it. And it turned out to be great. I played this all the time. I wrote down the passwords. And it's grown on me ever since. There's a double play. I know that many people would say, if you ask them what a favorite NES baseball game is, most would say Baseball Stars or RBI Baseball, or one of the RBI Baseball games. I don't know what it is. This one, for me, there's just something about it. Maybe it's the cinema sequences. which I think are pretty funny. I still maintain that it's easy to play. And it's quick. You can get through these games really quickly. Well, we own 2. Here's the pitcher spanking one to center field. Nope. So as I mentioned, the Little League World Series is going on. It's my favorite time of year. I love watching Little League games. The kids are super talented. They're really emotional. They get into it. It's fun to have broadcasters giving these kids like the Major League Baseball kind of experience and calling the games and talking about some big plays the kids make. I think that's really cool. I did play Little League Baseball for a year. It was in 4th grade. And my Little League career ended very quickly when I was hit in the head with a pitch. I was done playing Little League Baseball after that happened, even though nothing happened, at least not that I think. I don't think that made me any worse. But I was afraid at that point. Oh, this is a deep fly, but not deep enough. So I didn't play anymore after that. I've never been very athletically gifted. The only sports that I've really played for long periods of time, is that it for this inning? It is. Are volleyball, which I played my sophomore year of high school, and bowling, which I've done for a long time. I started out candlepin bowling in 9th grade, and I stayed doing that throughout high school. And then in the early 90s, I got into 10-pin bowling, and I've done that on and off since. That's been it. I'm not very athletically gifted. That's a double play. Nice play. I love watching this stuff on TV, though, and it's fun to break it down, and it's fun to talk about sports video games. That is my thing. Everyone has like their area of expertise or something that they're comfortable with, and sports video games are mine, especially the retro games. So I do love talking about them. I do love playing them, and this is no exception. Oh, am I going to get doubled off again? Yes. Not so good. Usually you don't get through 4 innings or 5 innings with no score, but here we are. That is a base hit, and only a single because that runner is super slow. That'll get through. Runner's gonna... Nope. I'm gonna stay at second and third. So 2 out. But we have something cooking. And that is over. Wow. Not a lot going on offensively. At least not yet. Pop up to the pitcher. There we go. The NES has a lot of fun baseball games. We've talked about Baseball Stars. We've talked about, I mentioned Little League Championship Series, which is also pretty fun. Base Wars, which is a robot baseball game, not dissimilar to Cyberball. There's Tecmo Baseball, there's Nintendo's Baseball. There is, although it's not a baseball game per se, but there is Dusty Diamond's All-Star Softball, which is one of the few softball games that's available. And of course, there's LJN's Major League Baseball, which is just awful. And of course, you can't forget about the Bases Loaded games. Man! I cannot catch a break right now. Thankfully, that pitcher is fast. Or that hitter is fast. We're going to go ahead and steal second, because we can. Alright. Runner on second with 2 out. So we have a runner in scoring position again. Finally, our first home run. Blasted to left. Now you can see the cinema scenes. Got a runner rounding the bases. Slapping hands. The last person I'll slap hands with is a character from Tecmo World Wrestling. Tecmo loves their callbacks, and that'll do it for the inning. So we have our first runs on the board. It took us, what, 6 innings to get there? But we finally did get there. And we are only, what, 10 minutes in, and we're almost done with the game. Now, at some point, I'm going to have to think about swapping out my pitcher. I'm going to take my chances. Now, he didn't get a home run, but he's going to get a double, I think. Nope, I limited him to a single. That's good. Going to try one more time, take a luck out. There we go. Notice the bunny umpires, by the way. Pat Contry, Pat the NES Punk, often refers to the bunny umpires when he's talked about Bad News Baseball. One of his earliest videos, when he was doing a video on Baseball Stars, he had made a reference to the bunny umpire. Now I'm going to have to go ahead and take the pitcher out because their base is loaded and what, 2 out? And a 40 home run hitter up there. So we're going to go ahead and put Norman in. And we got the desired result. 1 pitch, 1 out. No damage done. Here's Johnny. Those early videos of Pat's are when I started to become a fan of his. It's been sad to see Pat have pretty much gone away from that format, but I totally understand why. Those videos are a lot of work, and they don't generate as much revenue as you would hope they would. There's really not enough of a payoff for them, but that's really what got me into his stuff, were the skit type video reviews that he would do. But he's doing well as a podcaster and in video form, and having worked with him for the Super Nintendo guidebook was a real thrill. Man, I am in trouble here. But he did make mention of the bunny umpire. I think it's cute, honestly, but that's me. Oh boy, I lucked out there. Here's a strike. And see, my pitcher's already tired, which is not good. So I'll have to take this pitcher out maybe after this inning already. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to be trouble. So we have a pinch hitter again. Don't even tell me. Wow. A pinch hit, 3-run home run. I should have swapped him out. I knew I should have. And notice, like, he's throwing the ball 56 miles an hour. This is a fastball here and just nothing. So we got to go back to the bullpen. And we'll put Dan in. Trying to stop the bleeding. So it's 3-2. So now I have to get my act in gear against Eric, it looks like. 108 miles an hour. Now, these are supposed to be kids, mind you, and you're throwing 108 miles an hour. That's very impressive. Aroldis Chapman would be impressed. That's through the hole, so we have our tying run on first. We have our pitcher up, so we're going to go ahead and sacrifice. So we sack him to second. Oh, no. Then I lined out to the pitcher. Time's running out. Bottom of the 8th. Now I have to put my closer in to try and keep the damage close. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, so runner on first with 1 out. Oh, I threw to third. I wanted to throw to second. That's not good. that is a web gem right there. 6 to 4 to 3 double play to get out of trouble. And now I have some good hitters up. And I need 1 run to tie it. So now it's getting good. Nope. 1 out. Late. There it is. That's the game-tying home run, an opposite field job to right. Notice I hit it out of the stadium, so it really literally took off from the planet. The coach is sleeping on the bench back there. That's so great. And there's a base hit. But I think it's only going to... Well, we're not going to chance it. I was going to try and stretch it to a double, but not going to be enough. And there is the go-ahead run. And some insurance. Man, this is exciting. I did not expect it to be this exciting. And now that pitcher's tired. And I am just falling for it. Good play by the second baseman. So 2 out. I'm up 5-3. And that'll be the end of the inning. That's a fly out the center. So 2 late home runs. And we're not going to take our chances here. 1 out. Two out. 1 more to go. Could be the last out. And grounder to the pitcher, and that will do it. You can see the happiness in the crowd as the players do a dance in front of the dugout. And you can see, like, the Little League influence there. Gives you a report of who hit home runs. Duncan with 2 in the game. 3 in the top of the 9th to win 5-3. Comeback win. You get a line score down at the bottom. And then, once you've had enough there, you get the password so you can keep playing. You do have to play through all the teams in the game, and then you play like a championship game, which I think is pretty cool. It is a really fun baseball game. If you like baseball at all and you have access to an NES, the cartridge is not expensive. It is fun to play. The only downside is that, well, the only downsides are that it doesn't track statistics, and you have to write down a password. There's no battery backup. But if you find it on the open market and you like baseball games, I highly recommend it. It is good to be back. I'll be doing some more gameplay videos this week. Until the next time, my friends, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll do it again really, really soon. See you later.